I want to help you to wake up, to transcend the mind, to go beyond the mind. I want to help you to understand what that even means. Because we are so trapped in our minds, it's like a mental prison, but we don't even know it. It's like the fish swimming in the water. They don't even know what water is because they're too close to it, because they're in it. It's the same with us. We are swimming in our thoughts, but we are so immersed in and so identified with our thoughts that we don't even know it. So I want to take that fish out of the water so they can see what water is. I want to take you out of your mind so you can see your mind and see all this mind-made activity and thought patterns that all day, every day is guiding you. And for the vast majority of it is not serving you well. And this is what it means to wake up. You've probably heard a big word like enlightenment, which has this magical, mystical meaning behind it, and everybody's so fuzzy about the real meaning of it. But enlightenment is simply the recognition of our true nature. And I want to help you wake up to your true nature. Enlightenment is not for a few very special people, like the Buddha or Eckhart Tolle or Deepak Chopra, all wonderful luminaries. It's available to all of us, to you and to me. And I want to help you understand how we can wake up, because it is available to us. And on the other side of that is freedom and peace and joy and vitality. You're happy, even love. All of that is available to you. It's inherent within you. So I want to at least plant a seed and help you understand a process to wake up and find that freedom that's available to you on the other side, and to live from another gear, because there is another way to live life from. So if that sounds interesting to you, please click on the like button below and subscribe. So today I'm going to talk about the 4 stages of waking up. They are sequential, so there's this natural cascade that you kind of need to follow. You can be stuck in any of these stages for weeks, months, years, decades. It just depends. Sadly, most of us never get out of the first stage. I was stuck in the 3rd stage for a very long time, and you'll come to understand what I'm talking about as I go through these 4 stages. But I've come to realize that there are really 2 main factors or themes of how we progress through these 4 stages to find enlightenment, or to wake up, whatever word you want to use, to get out of your mind. The first is intention, like a burning desire. I'm tired of suffering. I want to get out of my mind and just trapped in this thing that's just taking me down. Does that resonate with you? Do you feel that way? Is that the way your life is? And you're just so exhausted. And you're like, my gosh, there's got to be a better way to live. A life without joy is a wasted life. Let's find that joy. So intention, this burning desire to wake up, always helps. The second factor, sadly, is suffering. The more you suffer, the better the chance you can wake up. Sad but true. But suffering transmutes into consciousness. So if you've suffered a lot, maybe it's a gift to you. It certainly was a gift for me. I'm super grateful for all the suffering I went through, because I'm now on the other side of this and feel the freedom and the joy and the vitality that I'm talking about. But I'm hopeful that perhaps you don't have to suffer too much if you just kind of have an understanding of these stages of waking up. And that is my goal, my hope to share with you today. So let's talk about the first stage. And that is to recognize that you've been trapped in your mind. You have this voice in your head. It's like a roommate in your brain, but it's a roommate from hell. Because this roommate just never stops talking. Oh my God. It's commenting on everything and everyone. She's fat. He's a jerk. I hate this traffic. This weather sucks. Why is my flight delayed? I hate American Airlines. Why is this long line at the supermarket? Everybody at the post office is retarded. These thoughts are just hitting you all day. You're labeling, commenting, judging, condescending, all those words, whatever, narrating everything, labeling everything. And it's a form of madness. When you see the crazy guy on the street corner and he's talking out loud and blabbing on about whatever, and you go, man, that guy's crazy. That's us. We just have a little more awareness where we keep it internal so people don't hear it. But our mind is going on all day, every day, just commenting and narrating and judging and labeling and comparing. It's a form of madness. And if you can see that and put a little space and separation from it, there's a lot of freedom of it. You'll also notice that our mind is always resisting and seeking. Resisting is, I don't want what I have. Seeking is, I want what I don't have. Resistance is, I don't like what is present. Seeking is, I want something else. I want the next new thing. I want the next new moment. Seeking is craving and desire. Just always get me out of this moment. Resistance and seeking are both just denying this present moment. We seem to overvalue dwelling in the past and overvalue imagining in the future, seeking, craving, and desiring, and devalue this present moment. But the madness is all you have is this present moment. All you have is the now. But our mind didn't get the memo because it's just always resisting and or seeking. And you've heard what you resist persists. But resistance is suffering, and suffering is resistance. The more you resist, the more you suffer. If you can accept what is, if you can accept this present moment, you suffer far less. I would assert no more suffering, because now there's just situations, there's not problems. I don't want to be at the post office. I don't want to be at work. I don't want to go walk my dog. All these things you're resisting. What is? You're there. You're at the post office. You're at the supermarket. You're walking your dog. Stop resisting and go with the flow of life. There's a lot of freedom there. Same with seeking, which is craving and desire. Always seeking the next new thing. I want the new iPhone 15. I want another cigarette. I want a drink. Whatever you're seeking, and you just get that next new thing, you feel, I got a little peace just for momentarily, but it's fleeting. It's like chasing horizons. You can never be satisfied. You're always wanting the next new thing once you get that next thing. And it's the same even with the moment. You wake up in the morning and you're like, I can't wait to get my cup of coffee. But as soon as you take that first sip of coffee, your mind's off to the next thing. Oh gosh, I got to send that email. Okay, so you're writing your email, but now you're thinking about that meeting at work. You're in the meeting at work, and now you're thinking about what you're going to have for lunch. You take that first bite of your sandwich, and your mind's off thinking about the next moment and the next moment. So you're always seeking the next moment, never in the present moment. And it's a form of madness. We're devaluing the present moment, but all you have is the present moment, this now. And if you can see that and be here now, when the next moment comes into the present moment, you can enjoy it then. But don't overvalue the future and devalue the present moment, because that's all you have. So the first stage is really to see that we're trapped in our mind with the mechanics of our mind and always denying the present moment, resisting and seeking, and it doesn't serve us well. But it's also to see this voice in our head, this roommate from hell that just comments and labels and judges and compares. And just see it. Put some space and separation from it. The second stage is a big one because it's now to discover who you essentially are. We think we are our thoughts and feelings. I think this way, I feel this way, that's who I am. And then we go out and engage in the world with our thoughts and feelings and emotions and perceptions and sensations. That's how we experience the world. That's who I am, right? Well, if you consider that emotions are an accumulation of feelings and perceptions are just an interpretation of sensations, let's whittle that down. What I experience is really thoughts, feelings, and sensations. That's how I engage in the world. That's how I view the world. That's got to be who I am, right? Makes sense? I think we all think that way or thought that way at some point. But let's break that down. I'll start with the easy one first. Sensations, the five senses. What I see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. Now, if you close your eyes and you put me on mute so you can't hear my voice, you don't see me, you don't hear me, do you disappear? Are you gone? Are you even diminished? No, you're still there. You're still there. Whatever it is, it's still there. So you are not what you see, you are not what you hear. Touch, taste, and smell, they're the same things. So you are not your sensations. Okay, let's go to our thoughts. I think this is who I am, right? It's got to be. All these thoughts. And the funny thing is, we feel like we control and manage our thoughts, but thinking happens to us. There's nobody back there pulling the strings and saying, okay, my next thought is I'm going to think about a beach in Hawaii, and poof, I'm at the beach in Hawaii. And then my next thought is I'm going to have a great lunch at that super fancy restaurant, and psh, you're thinking about the restaurant. No. It's a passive process. Thinking happens to you. You're there and you're just getting barraged with thoughts if you really look at it. In another video I mentioned a statistic where it's been estimated 60,000 thoughts per day. 60,000. And 95% of those 60,000 thoughts from today are the same as yesterday. We're just recycling, rewinding, replaying, reliving, rehashing all these thoughts all day, every day. But you'll come to realize that you are not your thoughts. How can you be your thoughts, something that changes all the time, that is so transitory and intermittent? Take your next thought. You were there before your thought. You're there when the thought appears, and you're still there when the thought disappears and vanishes. Even in between thoughts, you're still there, right? When you stop thinking about that beach in Hawaii, do you disappear? Are you even diminished? Are you gone? No, you're still there. The next thought appears. There it is. Okay, great. You see it, and like a puffy white cloud passing through the sky. It vanishes, it disappears. But you, whatever this is, in the background is seeing all this, is observing all this. Each thought as they come and go, rise and fall. You're still there. So you are not your thoughts. It's the same with the feelings. They're transitory. They change all the time. You could say, I felt sad this morning, but I'm happy now. watching this YouTube video. But tonight I may feel lonely. So which feeling are you? Are you the sadness? Are you the happiness? Are you the loneliness? Which one are you? You're none of them. You are the one that knows your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You're the one that knows your feelings. So you come to understand that maybe I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my feelings, I'm not my sensations. And by virtue, the same thing, I'm not my emotions and I'm not my perceptions. So what am I? Now I'm really confused. You come to realize that there's something inside of you that is observing everything like a silent watcher. And that everything you are aware of changes all the time. But this thing in the background that's just observing it all never changes. Everything you are aware of changes all the time, but that which is aware never changes. What is that? We went through this entire process of elimination, this dissolution process, where you're not your thoughts, your feelings, emotions, perceptions, and sensations. So what am I? What essentially am I? And it's a wonderful question to ask because it gets to the core of your nature. When I gave you my definition of enlightenment, which is the recognition of our true nature, our being, all you're left with is this. And what is this? Now, if you've read spiritual books or watched some podcasts, you've heard all these big words that I think can be confusing. Consciousness, awareness, being, presence, divine, the beloved, the observer, the silent watcher, the seat of self. All of these things, they all point to the same thing. And it is this knowing, this observer. It's like a video camera in the background. It just sees all these thoughts and feelings, sensations, perceptions, everything you experience. It's just sitting back there, seeing all of that. That's who you essentially are. And so when I say I want to help you to wake up, I want to help you to understand that you are not what you experience. You are this watcher. You are this awareness that sees this experience, but you are not the experience. And if you get that, that's a massive game changer. Because all your life, you have said, my thoughts and feelings, this is the way I think, this is the way I feel, this is how I know the world. And I'm suggesting to you that a new paradigm shift is my awareness, whatever word you want to use, my awareness, my consciousness, my being, my presence, my awareness knows my thoughts and feelings and the world. If you really get that, it's a game changer because now your home base is awareness, presence, consciousness, being. And that's how you go out into the world. It's a massive shift. I love some of these observations. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. We are the divine pretending to be a person. We are the awareness where experience happens, but we are not the experience. Can you understand what these wonderful insights now mean? I hope so. Even those of you that have tried yoga, and when the class ends, they say namaste. Namaste simply means the divine in me recognizes the divine in you. The awareness in me sees the awareness in you. Yoga literally means unity, oneness. We are the same. We share this awareness. My awareness is your awareness. With all beings, there's just one awareness. If you can see that now, it's amazing. It's a huge shift. So I hope I clarified that for you. And that's stage 2, a big one. Stage 3 is to understand the nature of our being. What are its qualities? What is this awareness? You'll come to realize, if you turn inward, that it's calm and it's still and there's peace. It's boundless, it's timeless, there's no boundary. It's like the empty open space in the room that you're in right now. It's just there, it's infinite. It's observing everything and yet not diminished or tarnished by it. You could be in a deep, dark depression, and this awareness, your true being is not diminished or tarnished at all. You could be elated in love, just feeling so much joy and happiness. The awareness is back there still, the same. It doesn't change. It's ever present. It's just there watching. No judgment. So whatever you experience, this awareness is back there in the background, just allowing it all to be. But it's not changing, it's not diminished, it's not tarnished. And you'll notice your awareness has never changed. It's the same awareness when you were 6 years old, and 16, and 26, 36. It'll be the same when you're 76, whatever age you are now. It never changes. It's always with you. It's never diminished or tarnished. So you need to understand the qualities and the nature of our being, because that is essentially who you are. And if you get that, that's huge. The fourth stage, and by the way, I was stuck in the third stage for years, because why would you have an impulse to leave something that's so free and peaceful and happy? And so you probably read about these spiritual gurus that go off to a cave in India and just check out of life and society because it's so beautiful, it's so peaceful. You're happy. You really don't need anything from the external world. You have all this happiness and peace within. Why would there be an impulse to leave that? And many people don't. I was stuck in it for years, so I understand it. And that's fine, no judgment for those that choose to stay there. But there is a fourth stage to truly become an enlightened person, and that is integration. To take this new understanding. You've established yourself as awareness. You've taken your stand as awareness, but now you go back into life. You go back and experience. You can get married, have children, work, whatever you want to do. You take this new understanding of awareness and you integrate. But you establish yourself and you take your stand as awareness. You abide in awareness. You're living in this presence and going out there into the world. You're intimate with, yet free from experience. I'll say that again. You're intimate with, yet free from experience. And it's such a beautiful way to live, because you go out and you have a family, you go to parties, you work, you get a dog and hang out with your friends and all that. But your home base is awareness, and you know that. So whatever's happening out there, whatever you're experiencing, good stuff, bad stuff, and by the way, it doesn't mean that everybody starts behaving the way you want and everything's good and you're numb to everything. No. But your home base now is awareness, this calm, this peace. You remember when you were a kid and you dove deep into a swimming pool, down in the swimming pool, and it's quiet and it's still, and all your friends are splashing and yelling and screaming and playing on the surface of the swimming pool in the water? That's awareness, is down there, the depths of the swimming pool. You could call it the depths of the ocean. And there's waves and currents and storms on the surface of the ocean. But the depths of the ocean, or when you went to the bottom of the swimming pool, was quiet and still. That is awareness. So then you go out in the world and you're intimate with, yet free from experience. Because awareness is now your baseline. It's now your home base. Nothing can really hit you. You're so centered with equanimity that when stuff happens and your boyfriend says he doesn't like your shoes and you're having problems with your wife, you're yelling, or your parents are getting sick and ailing and need your help, and you're getting pushed and stretched, and everything that goes on in life for all of us, whether you're enlightened or not. But you're coming from your home base, this awareness, this stillness, this calm. And it just doesn't hit you the same way. It's beautiful, and you'll see that if you can get there. It's just such a wonderful feeling. And I would assert it's available to all of us. But first it has to start with that understanding of where we can get there. I hope that all makes sense to you. Because I want that for you more than anything. And that's what the essence of all my videos are on this YouTube channel. I'll be talking more about these themes, but I wanted to share these 4 critical stages, and I hope you can find your path through that on your journey. So thank you. Onward and upward, love and light.